challenges or transatlantic community challenges. Based on surveys that have taken place recently in Southeast Europe, when you ask people about their everyday challenges, they will mention poverty and unemployment and the high levels of corruption as something that threatens their everyday life.
For organizing this very successful conference, but as Mr. Cohen, he started with Russia. I'm certainly not started with Russia issue, but I will start with this kind of perception of Serbia as a candidate country, because we are a candidate country, and we have finished all screening process, which is the first part of negotiation, waiting for opening chapters. And why I decided to start with this topic, because all those or most of those threats or new threats and challenges are a part of chapters 23 and 24 in negotiation process of for European integration accession. So you mentioned very rightly, of course, struggle against corruption, organized crime, terrorism. Of course, I would add illegal migrants and illegal migration, false seeking or false asylum seekers, you know, and rule of law, economic reforms, etc., etc. Most of those things are part of chapters 23 and 24. So we are, as a candidate country, we have our obligations, but not because of EU integration, but because of ourselves and because of, let's say, providing security in soft and hard sense, security to our citizens. So Serbia certainly in recent years, especially in the last 2 or 3 years, really from Serbia, and of course I will never agree with some things that will be said here, and that's okay. We don't need to agree about everything. We should cooperate. That's why we are very devoted and dedicated in Belgrade-Pristina dialogue. And this is the most important, I think, success of European common security and common foreign and security policy. So the contribution of Serbia is great in that manner, in that sense, and we still are doing that because we want normalization of relations. Of course, we don't recognize the independence of Kosovo, but certainly we want to improve the regional, especially regional, but also European security. First of all, I want to stress that Serbia participates in all missions that we
consulting work as well as the Atlantic Council work. I can tell you that diversifying sources of supply leads to lower prices. If it's different pipelines in different countries or LNG, liquid natural gas.
Simple
and in
economics.
that respect, I am not always a great supporter of the EU. I want to express strong support that this is a direction they understand, that the interconnectors that would connect, for example, Spain, that has a lot of spare capacity in terms of LNG terminals. Only 20 to 25% of the terminals are engaged. So you have 75%, 80%.
Standards on security issues, but there are a lot of expectations from candidate countries. So we
People were killed in, 3 people in 91, and then more people were killed in 93. What I see today is one particular group of Russian elite taking over. People from the security services, the ultra-nationalists, things that Vladimir Zhirinovsky was saying 20 years ago, and everybody said he was crazy, today are articulated by the leadership. So I think eventually they will recognize, and it'll take time, they'll recognize that they are running their country into a wall, into a dead end. It is not the way for development. It's not the way for integration.
We would become one. That's why I believe that OSCE and many others should be doing much more, and this is what we are trying. And Montenegrin partners and the host country is perfect. I would like to thank them for giving me the opportunity to work with them on range of issues, including empowerment of the citizens and education of the citizens in order for them to realize that their voice is indeed very much important.
And on that very important note, let's do more together in all institutions. I'd like to thank you very much, the distinguished panelists, for this last panel of the conference, and thank you for listening to us. Thank you so much.
Thank you.